Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back in another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the Toy Story 5 movie. Um, so I just went to go see it a couple hours ago, and I got out of there, and it was a good film. I liked it. I thought it was a good film. I'm still trying to think on whether this one was better than four. Um, I think four might slightly be better than this one, but I still think four and five are better than three. For anybody who doesn't know, I think three is not that good. A lot of people do like three, Toy Story 3. I thought it had the weakest storyline of them all. Um, but I always rank it one, two, four, five now, and then three. I don't think three was that good, in my personal opinion. Um, so let's talk about Toy Story 5. So this movie was centered around Jesse, but it wasn't. A lot of people were worried why they were going for Jesse and not trying to do more for Woody getting more screen time and stuff like that. Because Woody didn't get as much screen time as Jesse. I mean, they were exploring a lot of the stuff that they did in Toy Story 2. With you know, her original person that she played with. The person who originally owned her, Emily. Um, but I mean, they explored more of that in this movie, and they got more into a deep dive of it. And there's going to be spoilers, but again, they get in a deep dive connection with Jesse, and I don't have necessarily an issue with that at all. I thought that was fine. Woody was still Woody. I mean, if you watch the last film, obviously, Bonnie moved on from Woody. So Woody's kind of like, doing other things, trying to help other toys, still helping them out when he needs to. But for the most part, that's kind of where his story is, after the fourth one. So while Woody was sidelined within the storyline, it made sense that, you know, it made sense because, if they're focusing on Bonnie right now, he's not with Bonnie anymore, which sucks because we all know Andy told Bonnie to make sure that Woody stayed okay, but, you know, it is what it is with that one. Um, the movie had a weird subplot, but it actually ended up becoming cool. They had some random new Buzz Lightyear like tech versions that had hotspots, I guess, to it. Um, and we never really understood like what these Buzz Lightyears, this army of Buzz Lightyears, were like. Their real mission or importance was in this movie. I mean, they're kind of randomly on like some type of island or whatever, and they go all the way literally to where everybody's at. You know, they've somehow managed to find a way there. Um, the story mainly was about Bonnie trying to get new friends that were still going to play with toys and stuff like that because everybody wanted to use devices and stuff like that. And all the neighbors, they all were for devices and stuff like this. Now, keep in mind, again, Toy Story 5 takes place probably around 2012, I would say, or somewhere around there, maybe even earlier, because Toy Story 3, I'm pretty sure takes place in 2008. Um, and I'm sure 4 takes place 2 years later than that. So, uh, and maybe it's not even a year time skip. I mean, the Toy Story 5 probably takes place actually in 2010 because I think Toy Story 4 takes place in 2010, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about the year, but I remember that 3 took place in 2008. So I don't know. I think that's where it is, where this is. Um, because I don't think there really was that much time skipped from 4 to 5. I think they're very relatively close to each other. Maybe some time has passed because Woody has a bald spot. I don't know why I think anybody thinks to just like freaking draw some but they make reference to it. Just draw some brown to him, brown you know marker or whatever, so he can look like he has hair again. Um, Now some people didn't like this about Woody having the bald spot, but at the same time, you got to remember toys do eventually deteriorate. So it does make sense that Woody would lose some of the hair that was painted that way. Now him being overweight, that I don't know why they did that. That just didn't seem right to me. um, but I mean, overall, the message of the movie was about get away from a lot of this technological stuff. Um, that's kind of where the messaging was, I would say. Um, in the end, Bonnie ends up, realizing that the friends she's trying to be friends with, don't like that she's playing with, toys because they like the lily pads or whatever. Um, they like the devices or whatever. So Lily, who was trying to do things right for Bonnie, ends up failing. And so then, even though she was trying to push the toys aside, now they actually are working together. And she meets a real friend in Blaze, who Blaze just so happens to live in the old house that um, Jesse's original owner um, used to stay. And they actually did explore that. Like they talked about that. There was like some like sandwich lunchbox, dug up in the ranch or whatever, and Jesse finds it. She has the real horse like dig it up, and they basically say that like uh, Emma had a kid. They show a picture of Emma having a kid, and basically, naming her after Jesse. It is kind of interesting because I guess that's kind of closure for Jesse because Jesse had always thought she was abandoned. Um, so, I mean, that was good on Jesse's character to know that she was okay. But it still makes me wonder why, she would give Jesse up. You know what I'm saying? At that point, like, I mean, we know what happens, but it's like I'm really wondering if that will ever be explored again because it's like what I mean. It's like one of those things where it's like she you know left her, but yet she named her future daughter after her. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of those things um, that I didn't understand really. Um, And again, this is the this movie does kind of interact with the toys trying to help Bonnie more, which is not really an issue. I really um if they do a Toy Story 6, which I think they will because the movie is making a lot of money, as it should. Um, I think if they really make a Toy Story 6, I really would like to see Andy get back in this. I don't think that's going to happen. But I really would like to see Andy back from college and that they have that plot with Andy where now Andy is back and like he eventually starts his own family. You know what I'm saying? And he wants the Woody toy back and he gets the Woody toy back, um, and owes it for his next generation. Obviously they got to do some cleaning up with Woody. Um, they got to do some cleaning up with Woody. The way the movie ended, a lot of people were saying that when they go into the next Toy Story movies, that they're probably not going to have Buzz or Woody at all in the movies. I don't think so. I think they're going to definitely have them back because it's the way the movie ends. It kind of implies that Buzz is going to be a focus in the next movie. Um, as well as I just don't feel like you're just not going to have Woody around. I mean, Woody won't be probably the main character in the next film, as he wasn't really in this one. Um, but I think he'll be, I think he'll be in, and I hope they do something where you know, we can kind of make Woody once again, like, gets his, toy bopper thing again that he lost in the last movie. Maybe there's like one that's lurking around that he's able to get. And then we get the hair thing fixed, which they kind of did that in the credits. The credits kind of had like this whole drawing thing, where um, we see Bo Peep, who in the credits is actually using the marker to kind of, get the permanent brown marker to kind of get Woody's hair back there without the bald spot anymore. We got to figure out how to get him. I mean, I still don't know how Woody gets overweight in this movie. That to me doesn't make sense. Him getting a bald spot makes sense because toys do lose their paint after so long. But the overweight thing, I don't get the overweight thing. Because toys don't gain weight. You know, toys don't gain weight. Um, so I don't get how that works. Um, but yeah, they can easily do that. And again, I think if they ever did introduce Andy again, I think that's where you'd have to polish Woody back up, and give him his like, his stick thing so he can talk again. Um, I don't know if that will happen. There's very easy ways you can find one in the trash or something like that, and they get him one. But for future movies, because there's gonna be a Toy Story 6. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I mean, um, it was close to now. It was an 8 year release. It took 8 years or close to 8 years for from 4 to 5 to come out. Now we could argue that some of that could have gotten delayed because of COVID. But still, I mean, it seems like it will be a while before we get 6 again. I really kind of hope we get more of these movies sooner. Um, I feel like there's more things they can flush out better if the films would come out, relatively sooner, not completely sooner, maybe like 3-4 years, but because that was like that was the original timeline for like the original movies. Toy Story 1 came out in 1995, and then we're talking 4 years later for Toy Story 2, and then after Toy Story 2, we didn't get 3 until like what, 2009. So there's been like big gaps lately when it comes to the Toy Story movies. Like I think 4 years, they should have another movie out for Toy Story. Um, what are my overall opinion on the movie? I liked it. It was very well done. The message about trying to get away from the not always relying on technology. Um, I thought was a really good message. And I don't know. I really, I thought it was a really good movie. I liked um, the Jesse Buzz Lightyear marriage and the kiss that they had there. You know what I mean? Like they had it was really cool. That they did that. You know, got Woody and Bo Peep, together. Would have liked to see them do something similar to that, but we kind of got that in the last movie. But um, you know, the way they did that and they had that big moment, I thought was very very awesome for both of them. Um, and yeah, I'm happy with the movie. Again, I'm still trying to figure out whether 4 or 5, which one's better, because I really liked 4. Um, it was focused more on the toys, um, and them trying to help lost toys find their way and stuff like that. But this movie also was good too because they go back to the idea of focusing on their owner and stuff like that, and trying to help them, because that was what the original first 2 movies were about. It was trying to help Andy. You know what I'm saying? Um, Especially in the original. So I do like that aspect that they kind of focused more on that in this, because in the fourth one they didn't really focus on that as much. In 3, it was kind of all over the place. I mean, because they were trying to establish a new owner character in Bonnie, while still trying to keep Andy in the loop as well in there, as like a passing of the torch there. Um, but overall, I liked it. I highly recommend go see it, people. Also, anybody that was lucky enough to get those sweet ass Buzz Lightyear popcorn things, good on you, because those things are all sold out. Um, that's probably one of the more unique popcorn things I have seen in recent memories. Like literally, the Buzz Lightyear like wings like actually open out on it. I thought that was really badass. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this movie. I thought it was amazing. I hope you guys did too. Comment, rate, if you like this video, my videos, please subscribe, hit the notification bell for these content. Thank you. That's about it, guys. I'm the Ultimate Goku. I'm out of here. Peace. Also, make sure, besides my YouTube channel, to follow me on the Twitch, the Instagram, and you do have a Discord link in the description where we discuss various topics, including this one here. Now I'm out. Peace.